All right, welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily, where you subscribe for a video on crypto every day. My name's Austin, and today I want to talk about Bitcoin and the price of Bitcoin and where we see the price of Bitcoin trending next. I've also pulled some headlines for you, just some nuggets of information that I think it's important that you know. So feel free to give the video a like, and let's jump in. And you know what? Feel free to give yourself a like too, because if you're watching a cryptocurrency video on January of 2019, when nobody else is jumping into the space right now, when the mainstream media has declared Bitcoin dead, then you deserve a like as well. Hope this loads. There we go. All right, right now the total market cap is $132 billion. Really no significant change for the week. Yes, we've had some fluctuation, but we've maintained support around the 130 billion mark. Something that has changed, though, is Bitcoin dominance. Because if you notice, the price of Bitcoin over the last week, the last 7 days, really hasn't changed significantly, and the market cap really hasn't changed significantly. When I see the Bitcoin dominance has dropped significantly, that tells me two things. First off, some of these altcoins are breaking away from the pack. We'll talk about these guys in a second. But also it just kind of speaks to me about the sentiment of the market. Because while we've had this stagnation for over 7 days now, it just shows me that there's still hope. Because if people are investing significant amounts of money into these altcoins, when they know if Bitcoin tanks, if Bitcoin still has a ways down to go, then these altcoins will tank much harder. But when you see significant amounts of money being invested in the space, it just shows me that there's still hope in this market. Whether that means have we not yet hit capitulation, or maybe we have hit capitulation and we're just starting to recover, who knows? It just shows me that there's some hope. All right, let's take a look at this. The price of Bitcoin really hasn't changed. And if we zoom in on Bitcoin for a second, this is Bitcoin over the last 4 weeks. And the thing I want to point out is right now we're at 3,800-ish, and we've maintained the support roughly for the last several weeks now. But 2 times in the last 4 weeks, we have hit and then pulled back from the 4,200 support line. So to me, this is the next support line we should be looking at. And I'm not a TA guy, all right? But to point out some basic TA, some basic TA. I'm more of a fundamentalist guy. But when we hit the 4,200 support line, and 2 times we pulled back, and if you take a look at the 24-hour volume right now, right there, 7 billion. 2 times we pulled back from that support line, and now coming back when we're very close to that support line, the 24-hour volume for Bitcoin is so much lower. It just tells me that a low volume pullback just is a bearish sign to me. But when I look at the volume is about 2 billion lower, and we hit as low as 3 billion. I think it was the 25th or the 24th. But just to have a low volume shows me that we might have farther down to go. Who knows? Or we could have a great rest of the month, and I would love that. But if you notice, these altcoins are breaking out. Ethereum up 15% in the last week, and I think over the last month they've nearly doubled their price. Why is that? Well, it's because, and I guess I don't have this tab pulled, but it's because the Ethereum hard fork is coming up. If you hold Ethereum, which I assume a lot of you do, what do you need to do to be prepared for this hard fork? Well, the short answer is nothing. If you hold your coins on the exchange, if you hold your coins in a wallet, then you have to do nothing because this is a non-contentious hard fork. Just think of it as an optimization, an upgrade to make Ethereum, which is a dApp platform, a slightly more optimized dApp platform. These 2 exchanges are coming out in support of the hard fork, meaning you have to do nothing. I'm pretty sure every single exchange, you'll be fine. If you're a miner, that's how you would be affected. But the only thing that it changes for you is Ethereum is doing very well. It just shows that there's still life in this altcoin, and I see it doing very well when the market turns bullish again. Let's keep going. The other winners in the top 10 for the week are EOS, up 1%, Litecoin, up 2%, and Tron, up 7%. Why is Tron up so much? Could it be because Tron just did its 8th coin burn? The answer is no. It's not because of that. They did their coin burn on their ERC20 tokens. If you remember, before Tron launched their mainnet, this did just happen 2 days ago, but this is not why their price is up, I don't think. They burned, before they launched their mainnet, came up with their own blockchain. They were on the Ethereum blockchain, and they burned those coins. And what does that mean? Well, the coin burn increases the value. Usually it does this. A coin burn increases the value of a currency as the total coins in circulation decreases. If you have less of a supply, it means you have more of a demand. Price usually increases. However, since these are old tokens that are being burned, ERC20 tokens, this has no correlation to the present circulation supply or the price of the currency. So this is not affecting the price. Why is the price of Tron up 7% this last week? Might have something to do with, we don't need that anymore. We don't need this anymore. Although I was supposed to go to this screen first. Either way, I think it might have something to do with BitTorrent. BitTorrent, a partner of Tron, launches its groundbreaking BTT token on the Tron network. Have you heard about this? What is BitTorrent again? Remind me. Well, it's a giant peer-to-peer file sharing platform. File sharing, which partnered with Tron and Just on Sun, and it's called BitTorrent, and they're launching a token off of the Tron network. Now, what is this token going to be used for? And I'm going to have to do more research on this, and I will, but just a quick summary is the new token will simply be known as BitTorrent BTT and will be issued by the BitTorrent Foundation. It will allow users to exchange the tokens to improve the speed of the BitTorrent network. So I guess if you're file sharing, you can have these tokens and get those files shared a little faster. Very interesting. Like I said, I'm going to do more information, but it appears that people are really responding. This is a big green flag for Tron. Interesting. That was the top 10. Again, we will review these the crypto market every single day, so feel free to subscribe if you want to stay informed. But let's keep going. Let's talk about XRP and Ethereum. Ripple prepares to sell millions of XRP to institutional investors. So Ripple, it's looking like they're about to sell. And I don't want to stir up any FUD. Let me explain that. Stay with me. But while that is happening, that is happening as crypto whale watchers spot $71 million in Ethereum is on the move. Let me explain both these things. But first, real quickly about the Ethereum. Apparently that $71 million of Ethereum just got moved from the Bitfinex exchange. What I thought this article was going to say is I thought somebody was going to move it on an exchange because maybe they were getting ready to sell the news or sell after this hard fork comes out, but it looks like they moved it off the exchange, Bitfinex. They're doubling down on their investment or of their support in Ethereum. Interesting, just something to note what the whales are doing with their Ethereum. But meanwhile, Ripple continues its mass transfer of XRP. And apparently the company, so a few days ago, the company started off the new year with an eye-popping transfer of more than $755 million worth of XRP. And where did the majority of those funds go? The majority of that money of XRP was moved into escrow. And again, you can check all these, you can confirm all these on Whale Twitter. I'll give it a like. I'll support it on Whale Twitter. And if you're wondering, did they really move it into escrow? You can check all that there. All the transactions are on the network or on the ledger. But the rest, the money that did not go into escrow, the rest was transferred into Ripple's over-the-counter trading wallets. Now, as we know, Ripple owns 60% of the total supply of XRP. Most of that's in escrow, and they regularly, that money, I think $1 billion becomes available every month or a portion of that becomes available every month to be able to give to banks, to institutions that are trying to adopt the currency, and XRapid. So this is true. They do regularly give or sell its stash to institutions. Looks like they might be doing that again, because in the last couple days, Ripple has continued to move millions worth of its digital assets to its over-the-counter distribution wallets, indicating, so the portion that did not get put into escrow were put into their over-the-counter distribution wallets, indicating, what does that mean? Indicating that the company is gearing up to sell about 23.5 million in XRP to organizations and investors with deep pockets. So they're not selling it on the markets. The price will not tank. Seems like they're selling it to people. So the reason I wanted to bring this up to institutions is because we might be gearing up for another potential partnership with Ripple and a big bank. That is the conclusion I draw. Now the price doesn't indicate that, but maybe we'll see. Let's keep going. The last piece of news. Have you stuck with me this far? Have you seen this tweet? This is an ad campaign from the Winklevoss twins, the Winklevi, for Gemini, and it's crypto needs rules. And this is causing a stir. And Nick Foley, not sure who he is, but this tweet went viral. Seems like a smart guy. Rules? So he has a problem with this. Rules like mathematics? Sure, crypto needs that. Rules like KYC, know your customer, AML, licensing, taxation, Patriot Act, BitLicense bullshit? No, crypto doesn't need that. So people are angry at the Winklevi for putting out these advertisements for their exchange, saying that crypto needs regulation. Ad campaign for the Winklevi led crypto exchange Gemini raises eyebrows. This was that advertisement, and why do people have a problem with it? Well, he said in a later tweet, regulations aren't something to be celebrated. This ad seems to do that. Celebrate regulations. The ad makes the regulators feel a false sense of importance and encourages and perpetuates the current corrupt system. A lot of people have a problem with this. And why did they make this advertisement? Well, Chris Rohn, head marketing of Gemini, says, we believe that investors coming into cryptocurrency deserve the exact same protection as investors in more traditional markets, adhering to the same standards, practices, regulations, and compliance protocols. He's essentially saying is that they want to make investors feel safe on their exchange. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. In my opinion, I think it would be dumb if they made advertisements saying, fuck the rules, fuck regulation, come to Gemini, we're anti-establishment, because that would not attract the investors that they need. Do I think regulation is good for cryptocurrency? I think it's inevitable. And I think this is smart of the Winklevoss twins to advertise like this. I think it would be dumb if they advertised any other way. Let me know what you think. Anyways, feel free to follow us on Twitter. There's a link in the description below. And this is the video today, team. We'll see you tomorrow.